Not bad. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the University Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Joey Cole and I'll be your service leader this morning. We're going to start this morning with committee moments. So if anyone has anything pertaining to the business of the church that they would like to speak about now, you could come up to the microphone here. Aha. Wow, looks like there's no business, no church business. Amazing.
The pastoral care team is going to have a meeting next Saturday morning. It will be a Zoom meeting online. That's redundant. Anyway, I'll be sending out emails to the regular participants, but if anybody else is interested in joining the pastoral care team, come and speak to me or email me or call the church and I can get your information. Anybody that's interested. Thank you.
And I don't know whether y'all are aware, I'm going to speak for SAC, the Social Action Committee. We had our last, quote unquote, bingo for the Pathlight homes, at Maxwell Terrace and Maxwell Gardens. But I would like to make that a monthly thing, switching off at both the places. But I need some help from the community. So if anybody's interested in doing that, not just being at the bingo once a month, but coming up with prizes and that sort of thing. If anybody's interested in doing that, please see me, because I'd like to try to get something going with that at some point. So I'll leave it at that. Joey Cole, and you can call the church or you can just get a hold of Martha. She'll let me know. That's probably the best way. Okay. All righty then. I'm going to start now with my opening words. Now, I have a little bit of a disclaimer here. At the bottom of these opening words, and by the way, I got these straight offline from the UUA. I'm not taking any credit here at all. And I'm giving all the credit to Judith, who told me where to go to find information. Because it's kind of hard, I think, to come up with really good words for Labor Day. But these I just thought were perfect. But they do say at the bottom, they use the phrase meeting house. And it said it can be replaced with sanctuary. But I'm going to keep meeting house. It just feels better to me for this particular quote. This is from Megan Visser. We enter this meeting house for kindness and comfort. May rough, worn hands and aching backs be healed. We enter this meeting house for hope for equality. May those who labor to survive live to know justice. We enter this meeting house of love and vocation. May our bonds of solidarity be strengthened. We enter this meeting house of courage and friendship. May we proceed hand in hand toward freedom. And now we are going to hear our opening music, which is Step by Step, The Longest March. This is in Singing in the Living Tradition. It's actually an Irish folk song that was adapted and arranged by Waldemar Hield. Words from the preamble of the Constitution of the United Mine Workers of America. It's performed by Dave Rowe and Stacy Guth.
Step by step, the Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none.
Chalice, if you would join with me in the words that you see on the screen. In the light of truth, in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. The kids are better at this than I am. Thank you. And now, probably my favorite part of the entire service every week, as we say our affirmation, which is our words of promise to each other for how we will be together. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone here today, those who are present in person and those who are joining us online by YouTube or Facebook. I forgot to say, but if you have your electronic devices with you, please be sure to silence them. I meant to say that earlier, forgot. But I do want to welcome everyone today. We are a different kind of community than what you might, if you're new to us, than what you might be used to. Our speakers vary from week to week. We have been a lay-led community. We are about to become have a part-time minister in our community, so we're looking forward to that. Things are always changing around here. That's kind of good and challenging at times. But we are happy to be back together in person, and just being together is the important aspect of this. So I do ask that if you are new to our community, we ask that you come back several times so that you get the full flavor of this community and what it has to offer. Thank you. All right, we're going to talk about joys and concerns now. It's one of the special parts of our service where we have an opportunity to share our joys and celebrate in those, and also our concerns, so that there's hopefully the burden is shared. So if you have a joy or concern that you wish to share with the community, you can come forward now to the microphone. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chloe Hatfield, and I got the Science Center job. I thought I did terrible with the interview, but they called me the next day and said, "We were impressed with the interview." I'm like, okay. And so I'm going to be a preschool teacher at the Science Center. And I'm going to be doing VPK, which is a different type of preschool than I am used to. So I will learn and I will prosper. And yesterday was my partner Isaac's 28th birthday, and so we went to go and celebrate.
Hi, Kathy here. I spoke with Martha the other day, and she said if I came today to say something, that she is not here because she is caring for a friend who has COVID. So we want good thoughts. You know, the friend is recovering pretty well. It's just that we want those good thoughts and prayers to make sure that Martha does not get a breakthrough case.
Hello. Just wanted to say that Kelly and I had a nice vacation. Last weekend, we hiked up to something called the Hike Inn, which is close to the Tennessee border in Georgia. It's a 1,000-foot elevation increase over 5 miles. So that's what we did last week. Walked up there and camped, or actually slept in bunk beds for a couple of nights and hiked back down.
John Mowbray, just want to let everybody know our oldest son, Ben, moved up to Richmond, Virginia with his girlfriend. So we're hoping the new sites and new experiences will be a reset for him, and it'll be something that'll help him thrive. So keep your thoughts for them open. Thank you.
I've been staying in touch with Victor Montequin, those of you who know him, and he's not enjoying his summer camp experience at all. The COVID-19 is running rampant in there, and it's the Delta variant has been particularly hard on the residents, the campers, and so and there was a lot of overcrowding going on top of all that. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Marilyn reminded me I needed to talk, but anyway. We heard Miek's nice talk about going to Tennessee, close to Tennessee. We were in Nashville and a place called Maryville. Nashville was quite good. We did the Grand Ole Opry and a few other music venues, and we went to Maryville, and Marilyn was kind of sick during that time, so we didn't enjoy that as much. We did do a little hiking, but then my knee gave out, so hey.
But we had 2 beautiful Airbnbs, and one in Maryville was on a river, like directly on the river, and it was a hike from the Airbnb down to the river and back, so.
It was a hiking
It
we
was
got to do.
beautiful.
Yeah, we had a good time, and glad we went, so.
Hi, I'm Carrie Mitchell. Just want to say my joy is that Celia turned 18 on Friday. Oh Yay, my baby. I don't know how that happened so fast. And Patrick does not want me to tell you that tomorrow's his birthday.
We have a newly minted adult. When she walked in, I said that. And we have a newly minted driver over here. So, yeah. All kinds of progress in this group. All right. If we could just hold those thoughts, those joys and concerns in our thoughts for a moment, and also those that were not spoken. Thank you. Okay, let's move on then. Time for all ages. I have a very special someone in the audience who is going to come up and read our Time for All Ages today. David?
Good morning. I better get on my glasses, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, do that again. Show us how they go together.
Yeah, Chloe bought these for me because she said that I was losing the ones too many times, so now I got them permanently with me. A father said to his daughter, "You have graduated with honors. Here is a Jeep I bought many years ago. It is pretty old, but before I give it to you, take it to a used car lot downtown and tell them I want to sell it and see how much they offer you for it." The daughter went to a used car lot, returned to her father, and said, "They offered me $1,000 because they said it looks pretty worn out." The father said, "Now take it to a pawn shop." The daughter went to the pawn shop, returned to her father, and said, "The pawn shop offered only $100 because it is an old Jeep." The father asked his daughter to go to the Jeep Club now and show them the Jeep. The daughter then took the Jeep to the club, returned and told her father, some people in the club offered $100,000 for it because it's an iconic Jeep and sought by many collectors. Now the father said to his daughter, the right place values the right way. If you are not valued, do not be angry. It means you are in the wrong place. Those who know your value are those who appreciate you. Never stay in a place where no one sees your value.
That's marvelous. I love that. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. We are going to be moving now to the interlude and offering. The interlude, we're getting used to this music. We've got Beethoven again, pretty cool. And if you are here and you wish to contribute, we have our basket over here on the side, and you're welcome to go and put something in the basket. If you are online, you may go to our website, which is wonderful. That's universityuus.org, and there is a donate button right as you come onto our website. Or you can send it by mail. We take money any way you want to send it. Okay. Now it's time for our presentation for today. We are celebrating Labor Day this weekend, as we all know, and that's really kind of reflections by UUUF members on Labor Day is pretty much what we're going to be talking about. But to get us started off, I would like to introduce our fabulous RE Director, Judith Stein-Farrell.
I get a kick out of the fact that she says, Judith Stein-Farrell. I also want to point out that that story that David read for Time for All Ages is a very appropriate story for Labor Day, I think. I think it's the message of valuing people. You know, so you all know that eureka moment. Have you ever had a eureka moment? That moment in the Helen Keller movie where where Annie Sullivan has Helen's hand under the pump, is pumping the water and finger spelling water, and suddenly Helen Keller gets it. The words There are words. Yep. In the early aughts, I had a eureka moment like that, watching a show, and if you get my RE newsletter, you may have seen my notes on this, called Dirty Jobs. Have any of you ever watched Dirty? If you don't know the show, the host of the show, Mike Rowe, that all rhymes, Mike Rowe takes you to the heart of our country and demonstrates what it is to do all the work that results in the food on our tables, the ability to get to work, the lights in our houses. And the episode that was my eureka moment was the one where he went to the Mackinac suspension bridge that connects the upper and lower peninsulas of Michigan and worked alongside the maintenance staff that keep that bridge together. Now, I don't know what you think it takes to maintain a bridge. Have you thought about this? I'd never thought about this. Well, he walked up the suspension lines to the very tippy top to replace light bulbs. And then he climbed down into the supports that go down into the water. And they're smaller than this thing, right? Down into those with an oxygen line running next to him so that they can clean out the rust on the sides of those supports and paint those supports and keep the bridge's integrity intact so that you and I and all the other people can go over these suspension bridges safely. Could they pay you enough to do that job? That was the moment I realized how valuable, that was the light bulb moment that I realized how valuable and important our workforce is. Every job that all of us do is not the same as that, right? They're not necessarily that dangerous, but there are a lot of jobs out there that are. And there are plenty of them that aren't. There are those that benefit you and me that I don't want to do. There are jobs that provide both the requirements of life, like maintaining infrastructure and medical personnel in hospitals. And there are jobs that provide luxuries to us, like servers in restaurants and on cruise lines. And all these jobs, there are people that run the administrative side of it and support the process of doing those jobs. According to the History Channel, the earliest recorded strike occurred in 1768 when New York journeyman tailors protested the wage reduction. And then the formation of the Federal Society of Journeyman Cordwainers, or shoemakers, in Philadelphia in 1794 marked the beginning of the sustained trade union organization among American workers. The first Labor Day holiday was celebrated in New York City on Tuesday, September 5th in 1882. Following the deaths of 13 workers, President Grover Cleveland made reconciliation with that labor movement, and Labor Day became a federal holiday in 1894. From the mid-1800s through the 1900s, regulatory agencies, both governmental and independent, started to spring up as we became a new industrial nation with a population that was growing and needed more infrastructure. Consider that there are indeed and have been regulatory agencies put into place that are supposed to oversee the safety and the economic safety and the physical safety of our country's industries. The Center for Disease Control was started in 1946 by Lyndon B. Johnson, in 1946. The Department of Transportation was created by President Johnson in 1966. The Food and Drug Administration, which was started with the Department of Agriculture when they were inspecting our foods in 1868. The National Institute for Health, which we hear a lot about right now, started in 1897. The Nuclear Regulatory Agency in 1948-ish. The Security and Exchange Commission was established in the 30s, early 30s, as a result of the 29 crash. The EPA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, Department of Labor. Now, there are pros and cons to both the various trade and labor organizations and the various agencies that have been created in relatively recent history. And while they're supposed to be nonpartisan, the agencies are regulated by partisan governments who come and go and change the rules here and there. We've never seen that happen. They are clearly there, however, because these jobs, these industries, these individuals that are intricate cogs of the machinery of our country and, by the way, the whole world, right? These are important. They are valuable. Think about the jobs you've done in your life. The work that keeps this country functioning, and I'm going to recite a few: road repair crews, city planners, garbage collections, jobs that make us happy that someone is doing, the restaurant servers, the performers, the musicians, the designers of sports cars, the jobs that make life better, the dentists, the doctors, the nurses, the people that make basketballs. Yep. The jobs that help run this stuff and protect us, the administrators, the legal professions, including police, lawyers, social workers, and bless them, even the legislators, as well as the armed services that run interference at the direction of all those people I listed. And then the doctors, the nurses, the janitors, the orderlies, the morticians. That's what it takes to run this country. I've invited a few of our members to stand up this morning and share their job experiences so we can see what, real people do. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with Joey, David, Marilyn, and Jill in that order. Marilyn, and Jill. Okay, Joe. So. Yep. Oops. And I dropped my mask somewhere. Nope, I got it right here.
Okay, cool. All righty then. Judith helped us out with some questions here, so I'm going by her questions and telling you what I've done.
Apples and apples to compare.
Okay. Okay, how many jobs have I had? I thought about that, and when I got to 15, I stopped. Because, when I was in high school, I did retail work. I did a lot of different kinds of things, but nowhere near as many as my husband. He was everything from a diver, a deep sea diver, to all kind of carpentry work. There's almost nothing he didn't do. So we've had a lot of jobs between us. My main job, I consider, throughout my life was teaching, which I did early on, right out of college, and then much later, after I did a lot of other things. What did I do in that job? I would say in almost all my jobs, my main thing was communicating. I used to tell the kids when I taught English in high school that I taught the most important subject. And they said, "Oh, you all say that." I said, "Yeah, but without mine, if you can't communicate in writing or speaking or whatever, guess what? You aren't going to get very far." So I always thought mine was the most important. Why did you do the work I did? I did it to earn a living, but also because it was what I wanted to do. I lucked out with teaching. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Even the days when I thought, "Oh God, do I have to get up today?" I still really loved what I did. How long did I have that main job? Boy, I had teaching jobs throughout my life. I'm still teaching. I have Grace. So I'm still teaching. I have my granddaughters. My husband and I teach each other stuff all the time. I mean, teaching is a never-ending job. Okay. Supporting myself while I was teaching would have been hard. Almost always when I taught, I was with someone else. I was in a relationship, so there were two incomes coming in. Would have been difficult to support my family just with a teaching salary. Most of the other jobs that I had paid a lot more. Just saying. How did that job serve my community or the wider world? I can't really answer that. I'd like to think I made a good contribution to the world. And when I meet up with my former students, I remember that. And that's always a nice thing. Did I feel respected in that position? It depends on who you talk to.
Hello, everybody. David McElroy. I'm going to put my glasses on again so I can see the words. How many jobs have you held so far over your life? Because I'm an actor and a performer and a director and a producer and have done many other things, I'm going to say probably 1,500. And that's modest. Some of the most bizarre jobs I ever had is selling typewriter ribbons, driving a cab in New York City, being a bike messenger in New York City. Very bizarre jobs, but some of them have been very, very nice. Currently working for Advent Health as a specialized or standardized patient where we help the nurses, and that's very fulfilling. What would you consider your main industry job? Is acting and performing and playwriting. I do my own plays. I have 5 one-person plays that I do. So, describe what you did or do. Well, in the Christmas Carol, for example, for those of you who don't know, I play 37 different characters, and it'll be my 24th year this year. Why did you or do you do your work you do? Because I love it. It is one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done. As far as acting, I had a eureka moment. I do a gentleman named Jack Kerouac. Many of you might know who he is. And I was at the library one time doing a 15-minute piece, and I had a eureka moment, and it was just, I still remember it to this day. Do you or did you like your work? I love my work. Also, the playwriting part of it is very interesting because it's just me sitting there working on something that I creative, and with acting, you're among a bunch of people, which is two different kind of dichotomy there. How long did you or have you held the main job? I've actually been an actor since I was 16, and I'm 71 now. So, if you can do the math, help me out. How did your job serve the community or the wider world? I think I've given back to the community in many ways. Again, with Advent Health, I think that's one of the things that is really very fulfilling for me at this point, is that I'm helping the nurses move out into the world, and hopefully the COVID will be gone sometime soon, and they won't have to deal with that, but they'll have to deal with other things, I'm sure. Do you feel respected in that position? Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, because actors sometimes are considered a dime a dozen. I remember auditioning in New York one time for a musical, and I waited 4.5 hours to get in, and I started singing, and I kind of messed it up. And the guy says, "Thank you, don't call us, we'll call you."
You're going to probably hear some similar answers. Marilyn Verminick McGinnis. McGinnis is my stage name. How many jobs have you held so far over your life? Too many to count. literally hundreds. What would you consider your main industry or job would be performing and acting? Describe what you did or do. I've mainly acted. I've also been a singer on stage. I've been a national voiceover talent. I haven't done that in a while, but why did you or do you do the work you do? Because I absolutely love it. It's very, very fulfilling. Do you or did you like the work? Absolutely. How long did you or have you held that main job? Ever since I stepped out of college, literally the next day I went to do summer stock and met some goofy okie guy that day too. This guy here. Nobody could believe that we stayed together and got married in that group. How long did you or have you, oh, did I say that? Yeah. I said that. Could you support yourself and your family in that job? Like Joey said, by myself, no. But with our double incomes, yes, sometimes very, very slim. I don't know how we got by. It's one thing to be starving actors when it's just the two of you, but when you have kids, it's a whole nother ball game. Yeah, Caitlin got a bigger commercial when she was a baby, 4 months old, and at one point she loaned us money, and we did pay her back. How did that job serve the community or the wider world? This is such an important question and one I really want to formulate more clearly. But I would say that artists, and especially performing artists, I think that you're bringing everything you have to the stage. You're bringing your very best self, the best that you can be. You're trying to serve that character to the best of your ability. And anytime you put out that kind of positive energy in an artistic way, I think it serves the wider community. And also, I feel that with acting, bringing an array of different emotions helps the audience members perhaps experience emotions of their own through that cathartic exchange. Did you feel respected in that position? Whew. Like David said, I would say most of the time yes, but sometimes a resounding no. And unfortunately, that usually came in the form of other actors. And I was telling this to a young man the other day, and I'm determined to speak up next time that happens. But I will tell you the different jobs that I've had: an actor in theater, an actor in TV, film, and lots of business industrials, especially in Minneapolis, a voiceover talent, a producer, a director, a print lifestyle model, not runway, but lifestyle like everyday people. And I'm sure I'm missing a lot more, but it's a lot of fun.
You can.
Some of these answers are going to be similar to Joey's because we shared the teaching profession and would agree on several things.
I'm going to ask you to move closer into the mic so they can hear.
Closer to the mic, okay. That good? Yeah. Okay. How many jobs I've had so far was kind of surprising to me when I thought back, and I thought 2.5, because I was a checkout person at Quick Check, which was now Winn-Dixie, when I was going to college to pay some expenses. And then I went straight into school and teaching, so that's 2. But before that, if you want to count, I was a babysitter at 50 cents an hour for quite some time, so 50 cents an hour. Teaching, my main industry or job would be that. What I did was I taught in Florida schools, elementary school, for 35 years. And why did I do it? Initially, because there were limited opportunities, or at least I thought so at the time, for women to go and get a degree and become anything other than a nurse, a teacher. Gosh, I don't know. Name another one. So I went down the teaching path because nursing was not going to get, you had to cut up things and, So no. That's what I heard. So let's see. Did you like the work? I liked it mostly where the students were involved. I liked it working with parents. I did not like the administrivia stuff. I did not like the change in things that came down from on high from people who had never set foot in a classroom. We had to do by law whatever they thought was useful, including things like FCAT testing and stuff like that. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I liked the freedom of being able to take the mandates and a lesson, say, and create the lesson in my way and present it my way and create things that gave me a little bit of autonomy in the classroom. 35 years is how long I was there, if you repeat that question. Could I support myself? When I first started, I have a pay stub that I accidentally pulled out of something from my first job. I made $6,400 a year. And just for reference point, a reasonably medium to low price car would have been $2,100 a year. So that's relative pricing. So I could have supported myself on that, possibly, but a family definitely not. And that going forward kept being the case, because you go forward, you get more money, but it's all relative to the expenses that you have to pay. So teaching's not a job you want to go into if you expect to be able to do very well, other than just baseline level living, I think, particularly if you have children. How the job served the community. I think I agree with Joey that you find out more about that as you see your former students, and they come up to you and they will say things like, I remember you, you're my favorite first grade teacher, and this person has first grade children of their own. Or, yeah, yeah, I've actually taught children of students. And the parents who would let you know the impact you created. So respected in that sense, I think, yes. Mostly, I never really had a situation where I didn't feel like I was valued or respected. Personally, yes. As an occupation, I think in total, I don't think teachers get nearly the respect they deserve in general. I never personally felt that, but I think many do, which is kind of sad because of the necessity of what teachers do. So that's about it. I went from 50 cents an hour to my whopping final salary, which I now retired on, and full circle. What's current babysitting salary? Does anybody know?
About $15.
An hour. Yeah, there you go.
You can go wherever you're comfortable. I'll be behind you.
With my short self.
Just bring the mic close.
All right. Let's see. How many jobs have I had? Well, even though I've been a nurse for 24 years this year, which I still can't believe I'm that old, but whatever. I mean, I've really had a lot of crazy jobs. My most crazy job, I think, was selling jewelry on Grateful Dead tour. That was a lot of fun, though. That was a lot of fun. I've done telemarketing, which was my first job, which was really probably very annoying to people, but that's okay. I was good at it, actually. I worked in a pet store. I've been a cashier. I worked in a factory. I was an EMT. I mean, you name it, I probably did anything and everything to make money when I was younger, and then I went back to college. But nursing has been my passion. I originally started in college thinking I was going to be the next Jane Goodall. My major was biology with a minor in anthropology, so that's what I thought I was going to do because I didn't want a traditional female job. And then my cousin came back from Africa with a moth this big. He's an entomologist. And a centipede as thick as my arm, and I was like, I'm not going to go to Africa. Thank you very much. So I really did love school, though. And so nursing for me enabled me to still have science and humanism. And I loved anything that had to do with science and physical science. So anyway, I went back for nursing, and I never regretted it. Maybe this year I regretted it because this year has been very unique over my career. I mean, I've done trauma. I have been mostly in the ICU. But this year has been, I think, traumatic to all of us. But I still love it. I still go back, so every day. do I have respect? So over time, I think I have earned respect of the doctors I work with, my colleagues. I think we had more respect in the community pre-COVID. Right now, people are just completely wacko, and they question, my advice, and I think I give good advice, but sometimes people are just off the chain lately, but whatever. Right now, I'm an independent contractor. I'm not beholden to any, and I really like that because I'm not getting involved with all of this administrative junk, and I stay out of the politics, and I just do my job, and I take care of my patients. And I really like doing that right now. And the money right now is very good because of COVID. That's the only bright side of it. If I could support my family on it, I probably could, but I'd have to work, 48 to 60 hours a week with overtime. You easily could do it, or you could have 2 nursing jobs, which I know a lot of single moms do that. Right now my contract is 48 hours a week. So, but you're going to work hard. The good part of it is challenging. It's exciting. Every day is different. You never know what you're going to get, especially with this travel assignment. I never even know where I'm going to be half the time, but I like that. So the bad stuff is it's hard labor. Right now with COVID, we're flipping people up and down on their bellies and on their backs all night long, and they're not light. So, it is hard labor. And it can be heartbreaking. You have to, if you don't have a wall, you won't survive. You got to have a wall. So no one that is not in your shoes gets it. It's a hard job. So, and you have to be fast on your feet. You have to be a critical thinker all the time. And, you have to always keep ahead of what might happen to your patients because they change like that. So have I ever wanted to leave? No. Even though this year has been really tough, I still love it, and I don't want to leave. And the 2 years I had in management, I think, were the worst ever. I am so glad to be back at the bedside with my patients where I belong. And that's it.
So I know a lot of you have had other types of jobs. I'm looking at Paula, who I happen to know has done plumbing, right? Electrical work. Do we have any cab drivers in the room? You did, yeah. Every actor's driven a cab. And bartended bar. Waited tables, right? Has anyone ever done the ditch digging, landscaping? As an electrician, you get to dig ditches, that's right. Christmas Eve, several years back, we had a water main break in front of our house in an ice storm. I've never appreciated anybody so much in my entire life as those folks that dug into the ground outside my front yard and fixed that water. So then on Christmas, and I walked out, I said, do y'all want coffee or anything? They said, don't feel sorry for them, they're getting paid triple time. Yes, no, they said they were fine. I offered, The folks that make, hold on. I forgot something. My prop. Y'all know, though, anyone that knows me knows this is my favorite store on the face of the earth. The Zaza's is Café con Leche. The folks that make my Café con Leche almost every morning make me brighter and better. Oh, and the people that make Lorraine's 7-Eleven coffee in the morning make her brighter and better. And Marilyn's coffee. I made coffee today. Right. It made me better and brighter. And it made you, right, exactly. I come here into work with your kids, and I'm grateful for the people. They make my day brighter and better, and the people, the baristas at Zaza's, at 7-Eleven, at Starbucks, at all the various places, they're doing the job that pays their bills, and it's a gift to me. The work of Marilyn and David and Jill and Joey and Paula and everybody here is worthy, is valuable and worthy of appreciation in some way to us. These folks and all of you who work, who are just, the time you spend doing your job deserves our respect. It's our interconnected web of existence. It's both our first principle, because I can't leave this pulpit without talking about principles. First principle, the inherent worth and dignity of all of us. And our seventh principle, which is the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are all a part. What we do runs this world. Matters, it matters, and how we treat one another matters. I don't want to go over a bridge where the maintenance workers were unhappy. I don't want to be stuck in a hospital sick with anything, with a nurse that is miserable. I want to appreciate the staff and all the staff, and you know, think about the work that gets done in a hospital besides what the nurses and doctors are doing. And some of it is just not fun. And again, I'm not the one you want doing it, but the people that are doing it, I'm grateful for them. So, take a moment today and on Labor Day and be grateful for the people that are out there. Be grateful for yourselves that you're doing this work. Be grateful for the people who are out there doing this work for you in the coffee shops, because I live and die by them. In the hospitals, because we all live and die because of them. We don't die because of them, but you know what I mean, mostly. Sorry, Jill, I apologize. Yeah, right, the hospice workers. Yeah. The people doing the work on the side of the road, the people in the airports, the people who pick up the trash. Amy?
I just want to share my kids, I knew they had reached some milestone.
You want to come up here and talk into the mic?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't, but I started this, so. I knew I had succeeded somewhat as a parent when my kids said to me, somewhere through high school, the people I most admire are the custodians at my high school. I thought, wow, they get it. Like, they are paying attention to the stuff that people have to do to make civilization possible, and that's a tough job. Thank you for letting me share.
I'm gonna add one more, and then I'm gonna wind it up and hand it back to Joey. I was driving to a dentist appointment the other day, and just for a regular dental hygiene visit, as opposed to all the work they've been doing in my mouth for the last 5 years. And all I could think of was this employment issue that's going on where people can't get staff to do things, and how grateful I was for dental professionals that seemed to like their job, did it well, and that I was so grateful that they existed, because without them, I'd be in a lot of pain right now, right? So just all these people, thank you. So it's a thank you day. Joey.
I would like to say how grateful I am for all the work that Judith does for this church. Oh my gosh, and Patrick. We would not be able to do half of what we do without Patrick. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Mwah.
Can we say happy birthday, Patrick?
Yes. We can't sing happy birthday. Got in trouble for that, but we can all say it over and over, Patrick. You're going to have to listen. Okay. All right. I'm going to read my closing
Hold on, Joey.
words.
I just want to let you know that Carrie left something out too. It's her birthday on Wednesday.
Whoa, all those birthdays together. Very cool. All right. And it was Jill's birthday? Wow, mine was last month. No.
We have a lot of Leos and Virgos in this congregation. I don't know why, but it's awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
And Tuesday's Marilyn and I's anniversary.
Wow. All right, for all those birthdays and all those celebrations, yay! Okay, my closing words.
We have to extinguish first.
Oh, right, we have to extinguish the chalice. Thank you, David.
I just saw it up there, that's why.
Okay, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. It's like I couldn't wait to get to my last words here. These are by Jennifer Willett.
One more step.
Oh, somehow I thought we did the words and then the music. My bad. All right. Our music today, our closing music is One More Step, performed by Julia Stubbs and composed by Joyce.
One more step, we will take one more step till there is peace for us, and everyone will take one more step. One more word, we will say one more word till every word is heard by everyone. We'll say one more word, one more prayer. We will say one more prayer till every prayer is shared by everyone. We'll say one more prayer.
Okay. The Labor of Our Days by Jennifer Willett. What images come to mind when I say Labor Day? Chances are you think of the holiday weekend and celebrations with your loved ones. The federal holiday, unions, and the cause of a working wage and benefits. Maybe the history of the struggle of working people to have a fair share of the profits from their work. Those are all great. Now I want you to think of your parents and caregivers. The parent that fed you, bathed you, nurtured you, and taught the building blocks of how to be in the world. Now think of your elders. Who shops for them, goes to the doctors with them, cleans for them, and cares for them when they begin to fail? Now think of those who have physical and mental challenges of differing degrees. They come in all ages. Who assist them in their daily tasks that make the day-to-day life easier and sometimes possible at all? Much of this work is unpaid labor. Yet the work of homemaking, childcare, elder care, and differently abled care isn't part of our economic system. It doesn't count on your GDP, on our GDP, but our society would collapse without it. Now consider the other non-paid labor we do to mentor, to educate, to assist, to advocate, to entertain, to enrich the community and the country and the world. Think of all that we do for our neighbors, our friends, our community to make life better. This is labor. A paycheck isn't the only measure of your work. Without this labor, our world would be a lonelier and more desperate place. Honor your labor. If you work for money, this holiday is for you. If you work for love, this holiday is still for you. Our work makes the world better. Enjoy your day. And go in peace.